Hey kids, good afternoon. Welcome to your EVS class. Do you know, children, that the Earth is the only planet that is called the green planet? And do you know why it is called green planet? It is just because of the plants that are present on the Earth. In the last two chapters, that was food and even living things and non-living things, we already studied little about plants. But in this chapter, we are going to study more about plants. So now, children, let's begin our new lesson. Lesson number 16, Plants are Green Friends. So once we are done with the chapter, our plants are green friends, we will surely believe that plants are our true friends. So in this chapter, children, our objective is to learn the parts of a plant, types of plants, how do plants make their food, and uses of plants. So let's begin. Children, we see different kinds of plants around us. Some are big, some are small, some are strong, some are weak. So they are of different shapes and sizes. But all plants have some basic parts that are common. So let's study about it. Let's study about the parts of the plant. Now children, a plant has two main parts. So if you look at this picture, there is a part which is above the ground and there is one part of the plant which is below the ground. So plants have two main parts, one that is below the ground that is called root system and the one that is above the ground that is called the shoot system. The root system comprises of roots and the shoot system consists of stem, the fruit, the leaf, the flower and the bud. So once again children, the part above the ground is called the shoot. It consists of the stem, the fruit, the leaf, the flower and the bud, and the part below the ground which we cannot see is called the root. So now let's study the two systems, the root system and the shoot system in detail. First, let's go to the root system. The root system, as the name suggests, comprises of the roots. If you can see in this picture, children, here just below the ground, there are roots. Do you know what is the function of the roots? The function of the root is that it fixes or holds the plant firmly to the soil. Now children, have you ever tried pulling a grass from the soil? You will find that if you try pulling the grass, it is not that easy. You have to pull it hard or you have to apply some force. And why is it like that? Because the root holds the soil so as to prevent the plant from falling. So the root holds the plant firmly in the soil. Otherwise, the plant may fall because of wind, or if someone pushes it, it may fall. So it is the function of the root to hold the plant. The other function of the root is to absorb water and mineral from the soil. Children, as we all know, plant is a living thing. So for its growth and development, it needs water and minerals. So from where does this plant get minerals and water? So the plant gets its nutrients from the soil and water also from the soil. And the root is responsible to absorb these water and minerals from the soil. Children, if you have some house plants, you must have seen your mama watering the soil so that this water is absorbed by the root and then it is transferred to the other parts of the plants. Some roots also store food. These roots can be eaten by human beings such as radish, turnip, beetroot, carrot. These are all roots that we eat as vegetables. Now children, roots are of different types. In grade 3, we are going to study about 2 different types of root. One is the tap root, the other is the fibrous root. First, let's talk about taproot. Taproot is one main thick root which moves downward into the soil. Look at this picture, children. This is one main thick root which grows downward, and then smaller roots grow from the main root. Look here, smaller roots growing out from the main root. This main root is called the primary root, and then the secondary roots come out from the primary root. Then again smaller roots come out from the secondary root also. So one main thick long root is known as tap root. Some common examples of tap root are carrot, beetroot, turnip, radish. Hibiscus plant, if you must have seen in India, it's very common plant in India, has also got taproot system. Mustard plant also has taproot system. Now let's talk about the fibrous root. Okay, now fibrous root, if you can see in this picture, it consists of thin roots that appear bushy. Thin roots that appear bushy in nature. There is no main root. If you can see, there is no main root. A number of small roots grow out from the end of the stem. Such roots are called fibrous root. Some examples of fibrous root are roots of grasses, roots of onion. Next time if mama brings spring onion from market, we use it as vegetables. You must have seen at home. Just have a look at the roots of it. They are fibrous root. And other examples of fibrous root are roots of wheat plant and rice plants. Here is a picture of both the roots together. Just look at them and compare. Look at the root of this. Which kind of root is this? Tap root, right? And this is fibrous root, right? Now let's go to the other part, that is shoot system. The system that is above the ground level that we can see. So the shoot system comprises of the stem, the fruit, the leaf, the flower and the bud. You must have seen all of these. So let's learn about stem first. About the stem first. The stem is the main part of the shoot. The stem can be strong or weak. Trees such as banyan tree have thick and strong stem called the trunk. It holds the tree straight and upright. Plants such as grapevine and bean have weak stems. Such plants either grow along the ground or need support of other plants or wall or stick. Now, children, what is the function of a stem? The stem keeps the plant upright and straight. The leaves, the bud, the fruit, the flowers, they all grow on the stem. The stem also carries water and nutrients which is absorbed by the root, and food which is made by the leaves to different parts of the plant. The stems of some plants are thick because they store extra food prepared by the plant. Can you name such plants or the stem that we eat? Yeah, the sugar cane, the potato, the ginger. These are the stems that we eat because they store food. You must have all seen leaves. Leaves are mostly green part of the plant. If you look at the leaf carefully, you will find lot of lines running across it. These are called veins. So children, what is the function of a leaf? The leaves make food for the plant. Therefore, they are also known as the kitchen of the plant. Why kitchen? Okay, where do we make our food? Where do mama cook our food? It is the kitchen where our food is cooked. Similarly, plants also need food, and their food is made in leaves. That is why it is called kitchen of the plant. Most leaf appears green because they contain a substance called chlorophyll. Chlorophyll helps leaf to absorb light, and green leaves prepare food for the plant in presence of air, water and sunlight. Leaves gives out gas called oxygen, which is essential for life. Leaves of some plants store food like spinach, cabbage, lettuce, coriander leaves, etc. Are examples of leaves eaten by human being, and it is very healthy. I just now spoke about chlorophyll, children. It must be a new word to you. So try to understand this. The green leaves contain a pigment called chlorophyll, and because of which it has that green color. I'll explain again. Chlorophyll traps light energy from the sun, which is used to combine carbon dioxide and water and then make food for the plant. This process is called photosynthesis, which we will study again in this chapter. Now let's talk about another part of the plant, that is flowers. The most brightly colored and which has sweet smell. So children, most flowers are brightly colored and have sweet smell. Some flowers have pleasant smell. Most flowers change into fruit. Most fruits have one or more seeds inside them. Seeds then grow into plant. Thus, flowers are important to a plant as they help in reproduction. So once again, children, have a look at this diagram. Flower which changes into fruit. From fruit we get seed, and then seed turns into tree, and from tree we have bud, and then again bud turns into flower. So children, flower helps in reproduction of new plant. Cauliflower and broccoli are the examples of flowers that we eat. The next part of the plant are fruits. A fruit is the sweet and fleshy product of a plant that has seeds inside it. Some fruits have single seed, some have many seeds in them. Fruits such as avocado, peach, lychee, etc. have one seed in them, and fruits such as pomegranate, oranges, papaya, kiwi have many seeds in them. We all love to eat fruit, and it is very healthy for us. Now children, that's it for today. Today we have learned the parts of the plant. You go through the lesson, page number 125, 126 and 127. Read and try to understand, and then if there's any problem, please let me know. Okay, till then, take care. We'll proceed with the chapter tomorrow.